Brian Dixon. It is an honor to have him here, though he wants us to call him Brian, but because we're all family here. But you guys, it's been an honor to have Dr. Brian Dixon. I just have to give you huge kudos for that. And I actually want to read your bio because if you're new to LifeVantage, I want you guys to understand who this incredible gentleman is and what he brings to LifeVantage. He's just formulated an incredible product and more products to come. So we're going to talk about that right at the start of the call, and then hang on because we've got a lot of goodies to throw down at you from the team standpoint. So if you know me and you've heard me before, make sure that you've got your notebooks in hand. Actually, I love this notebook that came from LifeVantage. So notebooks in hand, guys, screenshots if you need them. I promise this will be a power-packed call. So I'm going to introduce to you my friend, Dr. Brian Dixon, and let me read this to you. So he's the formulator of our brand new daily wellness, but listen to this. Brian, we are so glad that you're here. We are so lucky that you're here with LifeVantage. So Dr. Dixon earned his PhD in molecular and cellular biology from Oregon State University in affiliation with the Linus Pauling Institute. Dr. Dixon went on to do his postdoctoral work at the Linus Pauling Institute, evaluating the health benefits of lipoic acid in young and elderly adults. I just love this. But he has authored scientific peer-reviewed manuscripts on topics such as cancer, antioxidants, cellular signaling, gene regulation, stress coping mechanisms, weight management, sports nutrition, recovery following intense exercise, role of nutrition in recovery from surgery, inflammation, immunity, the aging process, NRF2 activation, and research on nutrients such as glutathione, vitamin D, plant polyphenols, and other phytonutrients. Boy, these are a lot of words, and Brian, I hope I'm
You're
saying them all
nailing
right.
it, though. You're doing great.
But Dr. Dixon has authored a book chapter examining the role of dietary antioxidants in cardiovascular disease in the elderly. Do you think he's qualified to be here and formulate the best of the best products for us, you guys? We are so excited. So he's going to share tonight about the immune system and how our brand new daily wellness is going to be a beneficial component to what we do. So Dr. Dixon, welcome to the call. We are honored to have you here. We've all been so excited to just hear more from you. And literally, I even want to just kind of kick this over to you by asking you first and foremost, why now? Why daily wellness? Why is this an important product to have in our toolkit right now?
It's a wonderful question, and I think the answer is somewhat obvious. I actually have a slide. I put together some like marketing statistics. So if it's okay, hey, Sean, are you the host? Can you mind giving me share privileges? But yeah, I threw a slide together, just really doing a whole bunch of like marketing analysis on what's going on. So pulled a quick few facts. Let's see if I can find it here. And I think these facts say it more than anything. I mean, just the health space today has just absolutely exploded. And I think, the lesson we learned in 2020, I think more than anything, is just the more proactive we are in our health and the healthier we are, the more resistant to stress is of all types that we are. And I use that word very, very loosely. And, you heard Mary Lee, excuse me, in part of my introduction, talk about stress coping mechanisms. But it doesn't matter if we're talking about stress from physical activity or things that we're bombarded with every day, or even mental stress. A lot of the same pathways inside of our cells are working the exact same way. And there's a lot of overlap in these stress coping mechanisms. So I would say, especially coming out of 2020, I don't think we've ever been more health conscious than we are today. And I think that goes for around the world. And that's also something cool about this formula is it is a global formula. So those of you that have international businesses, I mean, think about how easy of a story it is to tell with this wonderful product. Products related to immune health were up somewhere between 30 to 50% in 2020. And you might ask, well, why that huge range? And so the way people counted the products was a little bit different. So conservatively up 30%. But then if you start to include things like multivitamins, a few other things, it's as high as up as 50% in 2020. Some of those most popular products were a multivitamin, and then vitamin C, D, and zinc. And I think that's also what's so great about Daily Wellness is now we've combined a lot of these individual products that people might be taking into a single product. And we've done away with that pill format here with Daily Wellness. So a nice, easy to drink beverage. It's in something similar to our Axio format. So a powdered drink, you just add as much or as little as you'd like to, as much or as little water as you like to kind of control the strength of the flavor. I like mine pretty potent. So I just put it in a little bit of water. Listen to this. On Amazon, 17 of the top 20 categories were related to immune support, right? So in the vitamin category, 17 out of 20 were related to immune support. 1 out of every 5 products sold were vitamin C, and then another 1 in 5 products sold were elderberry. And then, this is just another amazing tool in our comprehensive portfolio of products that are designed not just to promote immune health, but just general health and well-being. You'll see when we talk about some of the claims of Daily Wellness, how we talk about these resistance to stresses and helping with that stress response, no matter what that stress will be, in addition to all the amazing immune claims that we can make.
I love this. Whoops. I had to turn my own mic off. This has honestly been the most impressive. And I think, Brian, you and I were talking a little bit today about some of the benefits. And I know that I've had some messages come in, and probably one of the most profound things that I've had people come back and say is that their gut, they're noticing this in their gut. Can you talk about that a little bit? Why are we seeing that? Why is that such a difference now? And I know that's so important for immune health in general, but I'm actually really surprised at how many of the results coming back are about, wow, my gut feels so balanced, and just so many benefits.
Yeah, I think we can attribute that to all of the nutrients in Daily Wellness. I mean, if we think about vitamin C, we have this skin on the outside of our bodies. And believe it or not, this is actually probably our primary defense and is considered part of our immune system. It's collagen. It is the thing that holds all of our skin together, and it's really like this glue. So if you think of like a brick house and you can look at the brick wall, right? The bricks would be the cells, and then the mortar would be like the collagen that's holding everything together. But what we also forget is that we basically have a layer of skin that's running through our digestive tract, and it is considered a layer of skin. They're called epithelial cells. And so again, by providing some vitamin C and helping that gut barrier be as tight and as strong as possible is a great reason why people might be experiencing improvements in gut health. Vitamin D is the #1 nutritional deficiency in the world. And I don't care if you live in Arizona, Texas, Florida, the Caribbean, wherever it might be. Even if you can physically make vitamin D in the wintertime, we know that people are still vitamin D deficient. We've gotten a little bit phobic of the sun. We go out in long sleeve shirts and hats and lather on all of the sunscreen. And if you're doing all of those things, you're not going to be making any vitamin D. And what else is interesting, if you draw a line that basically goes from LA kind of through Albuquerque, New Mexico, Atlanta, Georgia, and to the coast, if you're above that line in the winter, it's physically impossible to make vitamin D. The wavelength of light that we need to actually produce vitamin D in our skin can't make it through the Earth's atmosphere just because of the way the Earth is tilting, and the sun has to make it through a whole lot more atmosphere. So in the middle of winter, if you're above that theoretical line, about 37 degrees north latitude, you're not going to be making vitamin D anyway. And vitamin D isn't acting like a true vitamin in the vitamin sense of the word. Usually vitamins are helping us do and conduct a lot of the biochemistry that's happening inside of our bodies. But vitamin D is actually acting more like a hormone. And in fact, it's been hypothesized that vitamin D is the oldest hormone on the face of this earth. And, as a result, with our long relationship with vitamin D, it's controlling at least 2,000 genes inside of our bodies. A lot of those related to cell division, and a lot of those involved in the immune response. So just through the plethora of effects that vitamin D is having, we're going to be getting some benefit there. Zinc is another amazing mineral or metal, depending on how you want to talk about it. It associates with over 1,000 different enzyme or proteins and over 300 different enzymes. So just in that variety of function, it's helping a lot with cellular proliferation, and a lot of that's going to be happening in those cells that are turning over the most quickly, like our gut, for example. Um, Elderberry is just going to be providing a number of wonderful compounds from vitamins and minerals to various phytonutrients that can be antioxidants or work nutrigenomically, amino acids, et cetera. It's just an amazing compound that provides us so many kind of side benefits, if you will. And then probably where people are experiencing the most gut health benefits would be from this fermented yeast or fermented whole food extract that we have in daily wellness. Just an amazing, amazing ingredient. And the more I read about it, the more I just absolutely fall in love with it. And just to explain a little bit more about what this ingredient is, what is so interesting with a lot of these kind of single-celled organisms or probiotics is you can really kind of control their biochemistry by the atmosphere that they're grown in and by the food that they're fed. And so what they've done is taken just simple baker's yeast. So think about if we're brewing beer or wine, we're putting yeast in there. The yeast are really eating the sugar from the grapes or from the grain, and then their metabolite that they make in that case is alcohol, ethanol. But what they've done is taken this one step further. So they're not giving them these sugars anymore. They're giving them this whole food that they can feed on, and then they're growing them in aerobic conditions. So there's oxygen around. So you're going to get one set of metabolites that are produced by those yeast feeding on that food. And then they're also growing them in anaerobic conditions. So they're growing them without oxygen, and that's going to completely change the biochemistry inside of these probiotics. And so based on all of these metabolites that they can control being produced by these yeast, it's just providing us with a number of health benefits. And they have a number of studies related to how it's helping with gut health. We obviously wanted to position this product as an immune product, and it absolutely is, but a wonderful side effect. And you don't hear the word side effect used in a positive word very often, but a wonderful side effect of this ingredient especially is going to be that increased gut health by supporting the microbiome, supporting all of those cells that are living, I should say immune cells that are living inside of our gut, helping with that barrier function, and then just our overall health and especially immune health.
Amazing. And Brian, it's like the synergy. I mean, we're all about synergy here in LifeVantage, but it's kind of like the synergy, the magical blend of these ingredients together. And I know you formulated it so it has the right proper balance. Is that correct? To really just help the immune system have that proactive approach?
Yeah, and I do love the tagline again that the brand and marketing team came up with. So proactive support, not reactive recovery. And I think, that's a very interesting point to talk about because there's this subtle little nuance with words. And we like to think of daily wellness as being kind of an immune strengthener, if that makes sense, versus an immune booster. And I think on the surface, those two words don't seem very different. But what we know can happen with your immune system is you can overstimulate it. And if it's overstimulated for a long period of time, you start to have the opposite effect. It literally, just like a muscle, gets tired and can't do the work anymore. And a lot of these, especially over the counter products that people are reaching for when they feel that first little tickle in their throat, are working specifically to be immune boosters. And so it's really well documented that a lot of those nutrients and a lot of the nutrients that they have at those levels, if you take them for a significant amount of time, they're going to start to have an opposite effect. And a couple of examples I can think of off the top of my head, one would be echinacea. So we purposely don't have echinacea in this product because you're not supposed to take echinacea for longer than 2 weeks at a time. And if you take it for longer than about that 2 week period of time, it's been shown to have that negative effect, and it will start repressing your immune system, or your immune system is just getting tired out and starts to kind of suppress itself. Zinc is another interesting one. in biology, everything falls on this bell curve, right? Not getting none is bad and getting too much is bad. And you can throw everything on that curve, everything from water to oxygen, to vitamins and minerals. And kind of how wide that bell curve is, we refer to as the therapeutic window. So some nutrients, maybe like vitamin C, have a really huge therapeutic window, right? None is a problem. You get it, get at risk for developing scurvy, although no one really gets scurvy anymore these days. But then when you start to get too much, the negative side effect there is really just GI health. So you'll get the runs or something. So that's the worst. But then if we look at something like zinc has a relatively narrow therapeutic window. If people take more than about 40 milligrams of zinc per day, you start to set yourself up for some real negative consequences. And the reason for that is zinc and copper compete for the exact same transporters. And because we need relatively so much more zinc than we do copper, what ends up happening is you begin to swamp out all of those copper transporters, and you can run the risk of becoming copper deficient. And that can have some really serious health consequences down the road. So that's where I think that line, proactive immunity versus reactive, is really very, very strong. And so that strengthening that we're looking for day after day was really where we put our minds to work to develop the product.
I love this. Are you guys taking notes? Because my mind is blown. I'm learning so much. And honestly, immune strengthening versus immune boosting, that's huge because we're seeing a lot of immune boosting products that are out there in the competitive world. I mean, everybody's probably getting pinged by, I mean, you know how artificial intelligence is. Now you have all this stuff coming in. Well, you just answered something. Some of the brands out there have the echinacea, all the other stuff. But what I know that you do, Brian, is that you are formulating things that can go in conjunction with all of our products. Everything's meant to work together. And if I know you right, I mean, that's the mindset of future products to come, as well as a partnership with the rest of the products that we're taking to really have that ultimate health. Is that right?
Yeah, no, that's a wonderful point. Safety is the first thing I'm thinking about when we're developing a product. And then we also have to assume that the majority of our customers and distributors are going to be taking the majority of our products. So we need to really put together these complex matrices to see, okay, if someone's taking this product and then this product, what's their total levels. So we had to lay all that out. And, candidly, I think I wish there was a little bit more vitamin D in this product, but knowing what I know is coming, I promise you're going to have no issues getting enough vitamin D through our product line. So it's not just what we have currently, what we have in development, but what also is coming in the future. So we're keeping those all in mind. And, we love our stacks and our bundles. So also thinking about how we want to bundle things together is really important. And so safety is always at the front of our mind with the ingredients, and then how is the entire product portfolio working together, and what are the levels of nutrients people are getting.
I love that. Brian, we just got off a power hour that LifeVantage has done, and I know we're learning, and I know Shauna has been instrumental in helping us with the app so we can pull up reports and literally have a drop-down menu where we can select our NRF2 customers. And I know a lot of us on this line, how many of you all have like so many customers that are just NRF2? Lots of us. So we know that now we have a bundle available where people can purchase the NRF2 and the Daily Wellness together, and they get a discount off of that. But we also have the ability to just go through those reports and find out, hey, someone's on the Tri-Synergizer. They're already getting a great discount if they're getting it as a Tri-Synergizer. But we have suggested scripts where they can send them, like, hey, do you want to add the Daily Wellness brand new product? So you really are you recommending that if anybody's taking any, say, of the Pro Tannin products, whether it's NRF2 alone, or I know you say Tri-Synergizer all the way for everyone, because that's the best way to really help our bodies the most. But are you recommending that every person that's taking product, it also adds the Daily Wellness?
I absolutely would. And what's so interesting, especially if we're talking about immune support, last year we went on a huge mission to substantiate. That may not mean a lot to people, but every claim that we make for our products has to be substantiated by the scientific literature. So we need to go in and put together these dossiers of scientific reports that can support the ingredients or the products when it comes to whatever claim we want to make. So in this case, it's immune health. So we went on a really deep dive, and special thanks to Dr. Christina Beer for really taking the lion's share of the work. And she went in and was able to substantiate some pretty amazing claims when it comes to whether it's Protandim NRF2 synergizer, Protandim NRF1 synergizer, or even Protandim NAD synergizer. They all are playing a role in our immune systems as well. So I would absolutely say, the entire Protandim line, the Tri-Synergizer, I love that product. I'm incredibly proud. I've been in this industry for about 12 years now. I've never seen research that's come out like that came out on the Tri-Synergizer and those synergistic effects that are there. And I don't know if everyone on this call knows it, but we've been able to file somewhere between 4 and 5 patents on that whole Tri-Synergizer story as well. So yeah, something else we're taking into account are what are the ingredients in the other products. So you'll see there's very little overlap here with any other ingredients. So by all means, whatever people are taking right now, I would recommend adding Daily Wellness to it. No safety concerns, and you're just only going to set yourself up for better and better health.
I love it. And I could not be more thrilled for this product. One of my favorite recipes, you guys, is actually to try to get that prebiotic in. I love mixing the two together. I don't know if you've tasted that, Brian, but when you mix that prebiotic along with the Daily Wellness, delish. Love it. So Brian, lastly, let's have you talk about, you talked about some upcoming, you teased us a little bit on some of the new products coming, and we know if we were at the Elite Academy that we have a True Science body care line that's coming. So can you tell us just as much as you can share that kind of just shares how special and unique this product line is? I know you've poured a lot into this, and man, we've all been so waiting and ready for a wonderful line. We are so excited about this line. So can you talk to us for a minute about that?
Yeah, for sure. I can't say too much about it, but I will say this is something else that I'm just incredibly proud of. And this was just a massive team effort. We had like Alicia Tate on the brand team. I don't know if I've ever met anybody who knows more about skincare than her. The R&D putting things together, and then our strategic partner. We've partnered with somebody who is just absolutely innovative in the space. And so I think you guys are going to be incredibly impressed with how innovative this entire line is. And I can't, like I said, I can't say too much. I've probably said too much already. But you can see all the different products here on the screen, from body lotion to body wash, body butter. There's a deodorant, which I'm incredibly excited about. A body rub, which is really kind of like a muscle recovery type of product. So kind of a nice cooling, tingling feeling to it, plus the actual actives that are in it. There's a soothing balm. This comes in a little kind of tin type of product that you can throw in your pocket or your purse and just kind of take it everywhere for little spot treatments, whether it's on your knuckles if you're in the middle of Utah in the middle of winter, on your lips, wherever it might be, elbows. And then we also have a beauty serum. Again, just an unbelievable product. And so something else that's not on here too, but there's also going to be some LTOs that are centered around this product line as well. But in case anyone missed it, there is a special going on right now that basically, if you go in and buy this whole bundle of all of these products at $285, your ticket for July Elite Academy is going to be free. Plus you will get a bunch of goodies, right? So you'll get in your registration kit, you'll get a bag, like a commemorative type of coin, a journal and pen, so you don't miss out on taking any notes. But then it also comes with that beautiful and super functional body brush set as well. So if you're one of the first 2,000, and I only think we've got about 500 or so left. So if you're the first 2,000 to purchase, you will get all of those until the body brush set runs out. And then you're still able to purchase this entire product line early before anybody else can get hold of it, so you can get these products in your hands and try them for yourselves. And of course, let us know which ones are your absolute favorites. Once those 2,000 body brush sets, I knew it was going to trip me up. Once those body brush sets are gone, you'll still be able to buy the bundle, but you won't be able to get that gift with purchase. And this probably will be the only time that we'll bundle all of these products together in one set. So you don't want to miss out there as well.
That is an amazing, amazing deal. Brian, can you tell us one of the ingredients? I know that if you can, if you're allowed to talk about it just for a moment. I know I've learned a lot about CBD and how that is beneficial in conjunction with some of the products and kind of the core science behind some of our products. Can you touch on that just a tiny little bit?
Yeah, and I think over the course of the last year and a half, I've kind of ebbed and flowed when it came to CBD. But then we stumbled across some pretty amazing literature out there that shows that CBD is actually an NRF2 activator. But what is so interesting about CBD is that it's not activating NRF2 in the traditional way. It's working in a different set of pathways that are ultimately activating NRF2 and all of those genes. So you'll see in the products that do have CBD, and it's not all of them. The body lotion and the body wash do not have CBD in them. We just didn't think it made sense to put it on and then wash it right back off. But you'll see in the products that do have CBD in them, the way that it's written on the label is it says CBD enhanced NRF2 ingredients. So that was really the main rationale for CBD, plus some of the other benefits that come with CBD as well.
That's amazing. And I know, skin being transdermal, definitely can be absorbed, the benefits absorbed through our skin, which again is why we love our products. We love that we've been on the Think Dirty app and had such clean ratings and all of that. So I just, on behalf of everyone here, Dr. Dixon,